about this topic, intrapreneurs. And I had given you one small exercise to find out what is intuitive, INTIUTIV. So what is this meaning? So can somebody throw some light? Anyone? Okay, I'll ask randomly. The moment I ask question, people start leaving. Deepak, Mr. Deepak, can you throw some light? Deepak, are you there? You are not audible. Dhanush, are we?
Sir.
Yeah, what is intuitive? We discussed this in the last, so I just gave one small exercise. I think no one has done any work on that. Okay, no issues.
It's a ability.
Sorry, please come again.
The ability to understand something.
Ability to understand. Okay. In what sense? Ability to understand, interpret, perceive. It's okay, but see, in the context of intrapreneurs, what is this word? A person who, see, it is very simple. You can Google it also and check also. What is this? Just put in Google, do some exercise. No one wants to put effort. Actually, that is the biggest problem. No one wants to put effort. No one wants to. Somebody can just Google it now. I'm giving you time. What is intuitive? Found something? Because we discussed all other things, only one word we, the exercise was given to you. A person who takes decision by his feelings, not by the proof or the evidence or any kind of, which are the facts which are there. They take decisions based on the feelings. So those people are called intuitive. A person is, who is Tanuja? Tanuja has left the meeting. Why Tanuja is leaving the meeting? Some people are joining, some people are leaving. What is happening? Okay. So an entrepreneur also have certain qualities, because he is a kind of person, he is depending on his boss, entrepreneur, for all the decisions. So he's sometimes he has to take decisions based on his feelings and what he thinks. So he will go and communicate, because sometimes whatever he thinks for making decision, he will communicate with the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur then analyzes whether it is correct or not. Then he gives back the decision. Okay, whatever you are thinking is right. Whatever you are projecting is correct. Good, he will say, and he will give you the clearance for taking decision. So that is the word which I wanted to. Okay, fine. So otherwise, I'll just close this. Okay, now in the last class we left with the entrepreneurship slides. So we stopped at some technical analysis. So that will continue with that. So yeah, somewhere we are around market feasibility was over. Yeah, technical analysis was there. So we finished with marketing analysis. Then we have to do technical analysis. What do you mean by technical analysis? The engineering concepts, your engineering analysis you have to do. So Technical analysis seeks to undermine whether prerequisites for successful commissioning of the project have been considered and reasonably good choices have been made with respect to location, size, and other specifications, technical specifications. All these things will come under this gambit. Now, how this we will discuss this because it is related to us, and this technical analysis is very critical, because everyone in your career you will be undertaking this technical analysis for maybe any kind of product, any kind of equipment, or any kind of system, or any kind of any induction of new innovative ideas. So all that thing you need to undertake technical analysis. So what do you mean by this technical analysis? Not only location, size and all, but other factors are also involved in this. Now, let us say one example. You want to, procure one aircraft. Let us say example. I'm just giving one small example of, let us say we are trying to procure one aircraft from a project which has got some, like we have to procure 10 aircrafts from, let's say Air India only is trying to procure aircrafts, that is domestic airlines which are there, Boeing 737 for domestic operations and international operations. They want to procure 10 Boeings for Air India fleet. Now, what are the technical analysis required? What are the technical parameters required to undertake the analysis? What we have to do, we have to see that Boeing 737, whether it, first of all, we will go by one technical analysis. We'll see that what is the basically the size of the aircraft, whether the size of the aircraft is being, now I'll just see how many people have joined. 66 people have joined till now. Deepak, can you hear me? Dhanush, am I audible clearly? Am I okay? Dhanush?
Sir.
Deepak, you are not audible. Somebody else, kindly please. Chetan, are you there? Pawan? Pooja? Please acknowledge my voice. Audio, your audio. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pooja. Okay. So we are trying to get some 10 aircrafts for Air India for operations, international, national level. Maybe let's say for that we require 737 Boeing, which is been project, which is 10 project is like 10 aircraft we have to procure. Now for that, what are the technical analysis required? First of all, I'll consider, okay, the where these equipments are required, like the location. Location it may be required at Mumbai or Delhi or Bangalore, wherever. So out of 10 aircrafts, my requirement is, okay, one aircraft can come to Bangalore, 2 aircraft can go to Mumbai, 2 aircraft can go to Delhi, and all I'll plan. And then I'll say size of the aircraft, whether it is complying with the technical size of the aircraft, wingspan, and the total size and all, weight and all I'll check. Then apart from that, I'll also go through the technical specifications. Technical specifications include what kind of antennas we are having in that aircraft. So many antennas are there. For navigation and communication, we require antennas and transmitters, receivers are required. Now these microwave transmitters, receivers and antennas, and what quality antenna is there, what is the range of the antenna, what kind of antenna we are using. So it's a dipole, or it's a kind of a horn antenna, or a kind of feed antenna or parabolic antenna. What kind of antennas we are using, that also will be discussed in this. And then also we see the transmitter. What is the power of the transmitter? What is the range of the transmitter? What is the range of the signal which is transmitting from the aircraft? And what is the sensitivity of the receiver? So many receivers are also incorporated in the aircraft. So I'll also see sensitivity of the receivers. What kind of, how much sensitive is my receiver? If the good receiver means you can hear properly from the ground. Because why is all this required? Whenever aircraft goes up in the air, The only the confidence which is there in the aircraft pilot is the communication which is there. He is talking always continuously. He is talking with the ATC tower, ground to air communication. What is happening? So that is the one major thing which is there that builds up the confidence of the pilot when he is in the flying at around 35 to 40,000 feet height in the air. So whenever he is talking, he is communicating with the ATC tower. That time your receivers, transmitters should be in a proper functionality. And apart from that, antennas which are there, and there are certain hydraulic systems are there, pneumatic systems are there. So all that the fly-by-wire system in the aircraft, and there are gyroscopes are there which can give you the 3-degree rotation, free rotation. If the aircraft is rotating in air, it is just like a space. It is just moving in air like this and like that. So what happens is, because of the gyroscope which is there in the aircraft, it picks up the position of the aircraft with respect to the angular coordinates, and it will give you the exact location of the on the cockpit. It will show you whether you are pitching, you are yawing, you are running, or all that thing. It will give you the details of the this thing on the cockpit. So all these things, whether they are there or not, then comes your the wing ailerons. There are something called ailerons on the wings. When you actually take off, your wings will go down and it will go up while taking off and landing. So if it happens, whether they are moving or not, so how far it is moving, all that thing we need to analyze. So technical analysis involves all the technical, and important thing is the landing gear. Landing gear means that wheels. Whenever the aircraft is trying to land, we have to put the wheels down. When sometimes, because of the technical problems, if the wheels are not coming down, then what happens? You will not land properly. You are likely there is a chance of accident occurring. So aircraft may go into burns. So that Mangalore air crash you must have seen. So because that was one, when they carried out the technical analysis of that accident, they found that though the aircraft landed, it was very high speed. It landed and it overshot the runway and went into the ditch which was there below the tabletop runway. The similar incident happened recently in Kochi also. So these are the certain technical analysis which required attention for doing all exactly what kind of aircraft, how the aircraft behaves, and what kind of technical specifications which are involved, whether they are complying with whatever we have designed. See, whatever you do analysis means you have to first design. Okay, I want this. I want this much of wingspan. I want this much of weight. I want these many antennas. I want these many receivers. All that things you design initially. Then as per that, you ask for because the moment you ask, let's say, as a technical person, you can say, I want 10 transmitters on my aircraft, 10 antennas. But the moment you say 10 antennas, 10 aircraft, 10 transmitters, the cost also goes high. So you have to see that what is my budget and what is my requirement. I have to fly from Bangalore to New Delhi, so I require only 5 antennas and 5 radars and 5 receivers. That is sufficient. So then you go for 5. So you have to, for that you have to do the study analysis and all technical analysis required. Without technical analysis, you will not be able to carry out anything. So you are the best person when after finishing your engineering, when you go for your career options, when you join any company or any kind of this thing, you will have to do some point of time, you have to undertake any technical analysis or feasibility study is there, you will be called in, or you and with your team of engineers will carry out technical analysis and submit a report. Once you carry out the technical analysis, you have to submit a report in the basically consisting of an introduction, what you have done, then you will have content, what exactly you did, what kind of analysis you do, technical analysis, details, parameters, whatever you are examined, whatever you discussed, then finally conclusion with what is the outcome of the technical analysis. You have to say the recommendations also. So sometimes you say, after doing technical analysis, you find that the aircraft has already demanded for the 10 transmitters and 10 receivers, which is not required. So I recommend after doing the technical analysis of the project, it is recommended that only 5 transmitters and antennas are sufficient for undertake the operations. So it is recommended to procure only 5 transmitters, 5 antennas, and 5 receivers. That's it. So what happened based on your report, based on your analysis and your ideas, suggestions, and recommendations, what the higher authority will do? Okay, very good study, technical analysis they have done. So they will go for order placing for only 5 transmitters, 5 receivers, and 5 antennas with other technical parameters. So this is a very, very big important analysis when it comes to your finalization of the any project or any kind of entrepreneurship development programs. Okay, I hope everyone understood. This is very important factor. This is not a this thing. Kindly understand. This is please understand the importance of this topic. Everyone understood this technical analysis? Is there any doubt? Durga Prasad, please switch on your videos. Please switch on your videos. Everyone, please switch on your videos. Everyone, one by one, please switch on your videos. Only one video I can see. That means everyone is sleeping. Deepak. Who is this putting mask in the house itself? Very good. So everyone understood the importance of technical analysis, because everything is based on your analysis, technical analysis, the engineering analysis. For doing technical analysis, you should have good engineering knowledge. If you do not have, if you sham it here in the college, if you do not study, if you do not understand the concept, if you miss out the classes, then you will have a problem when you are doing technical analysis. Whenever you are trying to do any kind of analysis, there you find difficulty in understanding. There you are in a position that where you can't ask others also. So what is this? How should I go do it and all? You can't ask it because you are an engineer. You are expected to know everything. There you can't go. After going there, if you are not understanding what is how the transistor works, once you are doing a technical analysis there in the circuit, there you can't ask others how the transistor functions. You have to study. So that is the reason you have to understand the basic concepts. You should attend the classes regularly, and whatever you understand, you concentrate, write down notes so that you remember the basics which are there. Very, very important. Don't think that all engineering you just pass by mugging up and not understanding. It will not help you in any way. So you have to understand the concept. You have to understand the subject, and then you have to just try to remember for some time. It's very important. Okay. Okay. Now, important questions raised in technical analysis are, now these are the certain questions which examples are taken. Has the availability, if the raw material, power and other inputs been established or not? So this is a raw material and all power, whether they have established or as a part of their inputs as established or not. Is the selected scale of operation optimal? We have to select the scale of operations. Based on your technical parameters, we calculate the scale of operation. If the scale of operation is optimum or not, that also we have to comment on the analysis. Then, is the production process chosen suitable or not? Sometimes you choose the production process and finally when you do the production there, you get stuck up. So that also not acceptable. So for that you have to ask these questions and resolve the issue whether my production process is suitable for this project or not. Then are the equipment and machines chosen appropriate or not? Whatever equipment and machines we have chosen, whether they are appropriate or not. Then have the auxiliary equipment and supplementary engineering works have been provided for not? Any accessories which are required other than these equipments, whether they are there or not? Has provision made for treatment of effluents and all? Then is the proposed layout of the site, buildings, plants, sound? Have work schedules been drawn up realistically? Now work schedules means your how you carry out the work, technical work, whether that has been realistic or not. It cannot say that I will go to moon, I will go to Mars with this equipment and all. If you do like that, then it should be realistic. It really should be like you should have a Mars rover kind of thing where it can be stationed on the satellite and all. So is the technology proposed to be employed appropriate from the social point of view? So whatever you have technology which you have proposed, whether it is accepted by the society or not, whether that is going to it has a appropriate view of the social point and all things. So that will be important questions for this technical analysis. Now there is something called technical feasibility study. After doing technical analysis seeks to determine whether the prerequisite for successful commissioning of the project have been considered and reasonably good choices have been made with respect to location, size, and so on. So once you do the technical analysis, then you see whether this is feasible or not. Feasible meaning what is analysis, what is feasible? What is analysis and what is feasible? You should understand this. Technical analysis means you have done analysis regarding the specifications and requirements technically, whether it is adequate or not. Whether I am meeting like 5 radars and 5 antennas and 5 transmitters, number of these things sufficient. That is this much of transmitters, receivers are sufficient. That is all analysis you did. Now feasibility is different. Now with that available 5 transmitter receivers, whether it is technically feasible for us to undertake the operations, whether the aircraft can sustain or continue operations with only 5 radars or not, that also you have to examine. Sometimes after doing analysis, you come to a conclusion that 5 transmitters, 5 radars, 5 antennas are sufficient for the aircraft. But after doing technical feasibility study, you find that no, it is not 5, but 6 are correct. This is the feasibility study, which involves whether it is correctly feasible or not to undertake such operations using 5 antennas radar. So when you do the feasibility study, you find that there is again I can increase it to 6. So 6 would be the feasible and appropriately suitable for our operations. So this is the one study which is called as the technical feasibility study. Everyone understood? Technical feasibility study? Namita?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The important questions raised in technical analysis. Now there are certain the same questions which have been depicted in the last slide. That is same here. Again, it has been repeated here. Okay. Now coming to economic, social cost benefit feasibility study. Now this is the last cost benefit feasibility study. This is concerned with judging a project from larger social point of view, where in the focus, if on the social cost and benefits of a project, which may often be different from its monetary cost and benefits. Now what happens, social cost benefits are very, very important in a project, because when you undertake any project, a technical project, we are talking about the business project or entrepreneurship project. So there we have to understand and analyze the apart from marketing, feasibility, apart from technical feasibility, we also undertake social cost benefit feasibility study. We also undertake what are my requirements, how much finance can I do it, or what is my budget requirement, what are my budget estimates, and if at all my budget is exceeding my this thing, where I should arrange my budget, and whether it can benefit me, how it is benefiting me, what kind of cost effective methods I am adopting here. So all these things are involved in this feasibility study. So cost effective methods is example. Now there are COVID tests which are happening. Now every COVID test earlier, when we were in the March or April, there were certain tests which were very, very costly, 500 rupees, 700 rupees, 800 rupees. The tests were conducted at that rate, and people were giving that amount. Now we should also see that as an entrepreneur, when you grow in this thing, when you develop certain kits and all, you see that we also adopt cost benefit, cost effective products. So now if you go for a COVID test, it is costing somewhere around 200, 150, 300 if you are going for the PCR and all. So it has come down. The cost effectiveness has come down now because there are so many entrepreneurs who have developed kits with cost benefit analysis and feasibility study. So once you do that, your overall cost, your overall cost goes down, what happens? Your productivity increases because more and more people will try to take it. If the cost is more, people will be hesitating in going to your market. So all these things are very, very important. Cost benefits analysis, we have to do it before you undertake any kind of projects or entrepreneurship business development programs. Now, the questions asked for in social cost benefit analysis are: what are the direct economic benefits and cost of the project measured in terms of shadow or efficiency prices and not in terms of market prices? See, all these things we have to do before you do the cost benefit analysis. Then, what would be the impact of the project on distribution of income in the society? So, this is also one important question we should ask when you are doing the cost benefit analysis. Then what would be the impact of the project on the level of savings and investment in the society? There are certain savings and investment also. So what would be impact on those project on those levels like savings and investment? What happens is so many your clients or your investors must have already put some money by the society and all. So if at all the project succeeds, it's fine. And if it is not succeed, what will happen? What is the impact? Everything you have to do the cost benefit analysis. Then last is what would be the contribution of the project towards the fulfillment of certain like self-sufficiency, employment, and social order. So these factors also you should keep it in mind. Okay, with this we have come to end of the entrepreneurship development. Now we'll be starting with the new topic, but I think we should start in the next class only. That is better. So before that, I would like to show you one video. Okay, everyone can see the video screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. This is product design, entrepreneurship product design. Can you hear the audio?
No, sir.
No? Achha, wait. I'll again play once again. Now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt till now? You can ask now. Doubts. Okay, I want to show you another one animation process. Uh,
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good
entrepreneurship and its prerequisites.
Please follow this video, important video.
Once upon a time, an old lady lived all by herself. The old lady rarely left her cottage. She did the cooking, cleaning, washing, all by herself. One windy morning, the old lady left a pile of washing in the tub. However, her favorite kitten loved to play in soap water. Hence, the old lady quickly put the wash tub atop an old wheel in the yard and went into the cottage to finish her daily chores. When she came back to the yard, she was amazed. The strong wind was turning the wheel around and the wash tub was spinning on the wheel. But what was truly amazing was that the clothes were sparkling clean. The old lady realized that she needn't scrub the clothes. She just had to hang them on the clothesline. She was happy. She had hit upon a novel idea to keep her clothes clean. She observed that the location of her house was ideal due to consistent breeze throughout the year. This set her thinking. The old lady decided to start a clothes cleaning service. Seeing how clean her clothes were, the village housewives flocked to get their clothes washed at her place. The strong winds ensured that the wheel moved continuously, and so the washed clothes emerged sparkling white. The old lady was happy with the way the business was shaping up. The village women too were happy as they now had more free time. People hail the village as a model village and the old lady as an entrepreneur. So, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who has possession of a new enterprise, venture, or an idea and assumes significant accountability for the inherent risks and the outcome. Characteristics of an entrepreneur. Conceptualizer. It is necessary for an entrepreneur to view the organization in totality and the interrelation between its parts. Such skills help the entrepreneur to conceptualize the environment and to take a broad and far-sighted view of the organization. These skills include the competence to understand a problem facing the organization in all its aspects and solving the problem. It is necessary for rational decision-making process. Innovative. An entrepreneur is also seen as an innovator. Being innovative means being prepared to act against accepted or conventional wisdom. Also, being innovative means being persistent, as solutions to problematic situations may not always be available off the shelf. The entrepreneur uses his creative abilities to exploit opportunities in the market or, for that matter, create a market for the same. Bearer of risk and uncertainty. Starting a new business always involves a certain amount of risk and uncertainty. The entrepreneur assumes risks and prepares for the losses that may arise because of unforeseen situations in future. His willingness to take risks helps him to take initiatives in performing challenging as well as innovative steps. Flexibility. Entrepreneurs should be flexible. They should be able to change their views and strategies based on changes in the situation. For this, an absence of ego is an absolute must. One of the most famous examples still taught in business schools is that of Microsoft. The company had discounted the internet phenomenon at a time when internet had started getting popular worldwide. After 2 years of studiously ignoring it, it reassessed its position and turned the company around on a dime. In a stunning U-turn, it embraced the new technology with vigor, made acquisitions, launched new products, and today is back in the race as far as internet is concerned. This would never have been possible if the top managers lacked flexibility in their approach and the humility to say, "We guess we were wrong on this one." Ethics. Absence of ethics is the biggest factor that takes a toll on the prospects of a company in the long term. People, suppliers, customers, employees, bankers, other stakeholders dislike dealing with dishonest or shrewd entrepreneurs. Honesty and ethics breed trust. Once trust is established as well as sustained, there is no looking back for the company. Strategic insight. No entrepreneur can succeed without a strategic insight into how things would move in future. Based on this insight, decisions are made with reference to direction to be taken in future, new products to be launched, consolidated or expansion, which is the correct move, competitors' next move, is the economy facing a situation of recession in the near future. Businessmen who can sense the way in which the wind is blowing can steer the ship of their company to success. Arrange necessary capital. The entrepreneur provides the initial capital, otherwise known as risk capital or seed capital, for starting the ventures and then makes the necessary arrangements for raising additional funds required to carry on and expand the business. Functions of an entrepreneur. Innovation. Innovation is one of the most important functions of an entrepreneur, according to Schumpeter. An entrepreneur uses information, knowledge, and intuition to come up with new products, new methods of reducing costs of a product, improvement in design or function of a product, discovering new markets. Through innovation, an entrepreneur converts a material into a resource or combines existing resources into new and more productive configurations. Risk and uncertainty bearing. According to Ho's list, an entrepreneur performs the function of risk and uncertainty bearing. Every decision pertaining to development of new products, adapting to new technology, venturing in a new market involves risk. An entrepreneur develops the art of decision making under conditions of uncertainty as a matter of survival. Organization building. An entrepreneur has to organize men, material, and other resources. He has to perform the functions of planning, coordination, and control. He has to use his leadership qualities to build a team, generate resources, and solve problems. With his organizational skills, an entrepreneur builds an enterprise from scratch, nurtures it, and makes it grow. According to Kilby, in a developing country, even the imitator entrepreneurs are very important, and the entrepreneurial role encompasses the following. Competencies for entrepreneurial success. For an individual to be successful in any profession, it is necessary that he should be competent enough to shoulder the responsibilities entrusted to him. The same holds true for an entrepreneur too. To be a success, all that is required is cash. K-A-S-H. Let us understand this in detail. K. Knowledge. One of the most important components of a competent entrepreneur is knowledge. Knowledge of the existing market, existing technologies available, knowledge of competition, likely change in government policies, future trends are areas in which an entrepreneur needs to be constantly updated. This could be achieved by reading and interacting with people who possess this knowledge. A. Attitude. What are the important characteristics for the success of an entrepreneur? Knowledge, skills, and talent. At the same time, there are many entrepreneurs who possess all these characteristics. Thus, it is obvious that besides these, the difference lies in the way they approach to a given situation. It is reflected in one's attitude, which is under complete control by an individual. S. Skills. What skills are needed to be an entrepreneur? Well, there are many skills that entrepreneurs develop over time. But there are a few skills that every entrepreneur must have before opening their doors for business. They are strategic thinking, commercial aptitude, people focus, calculative risk taking, and time management. An entrepreneur must develop 7 key habits for business success. Absence of any one of these habits can be costly, if not fatal to the organization. They are: plan thoroughly, get organized before you get started, find the right people, delegate wisely, inspect what you expect, measure what gets done, keep people informed. It is often said that a person cannot win a game which they do not play. The same is the case with entrepreneurship. This suggests that success depends on people's willingness to become entrepreneurs. So, what is it that motivates a person to become an entrepreneur? McClellan may be regarded as the father of the study of entrepreneurial motivation. In his acquired needs theory, David McClellan proposed that an individual's specific needs are acquired over time and are shaped by one's life experiences. Most of these needs can be classed as either achievement, affiliation, or power. A person's motivation and effectiveness in certain job functions are influenced by these 3 needs. Let us take a quick look at What motivates an entrepreneur? Need for power, N-bar, concern for influencing people. It is based on the belief that the source of power lies in the position a person occupies in an organizational or societal context. For example, politicians, social religious leaders, chief executive officers, CEOs, government bureaucrats, civil servants. Need for affiliation. This refers to a tendency of people to conform to the wishes and norms of those whom they value. For example, social activists, environmentalists, teachers, and doctors and nurses. Need for affiliation. This refers to a tendency of people to conform to the wishes and norms of those whom they value. For example, social activists, environmentalists, teachers, and doctors and nurses. Need for achievement. People with a high need for achievement, NACH, seek to excel and thus tend to avoid both low-risk and high-risk situations. Achievers avoid low-risk situations because the easily attained success is not a genuine achievement, whereas in high-risk projects, achievers see the outcome as one of chance rather than one's own effort. High NH individuals prefer work that has a moderate probability of success, ideally a 50% chance. Achievers need regular feedback in order to monitor the progress of their achievements. They prefer either to work alone or with other high achievers. Need for autonomy. This need arises out of a desire for independence, the desire to define the rules of the game, to be accountable to one's own self and to work at one's own pace. One is accountable to one's own self and not to some external authority. Factors responsible for the emergence and growth of entrepreneurship. Contribution to the economy by an entrepreneur. Employment generation. Entrepreneurs generate employment in direct as well as indirect manner, that is, by way of self-employment as an entrepreneur and by way of starting industrial units which provide jobs to millions respectively. National income. The income earned by a country's people, including labor and capital investment, is termed as national income. It consists of the goods and services produced within the country. Entrepreneurship assists in increasing the national income and thus contributes to the economy. Balanced regional development. When entrepreneurism grows at a faster rate, entrepreneurs are forced to set up their enterprises in smaller towns away from big cities due to various factors. Improvement in transport facilities, health centers, setting up of educational institutes are the byproducts of these. Thus, entrepreneurs assist in the process of balanced regional development in a nation. Dispersal of economic power. Industrial development normally may lead to concentration of economic power in a few hands. This may result in development of monopoly type of situation. Against this, growth in entrepreneurship qualities assists in distributing economic power and mitigating the evil effects of monopolies. Better standards of living. Increase in the number of entrepreneurs leads to increase in supply of goods. This in turn reduces the price of commodities as well as services in the long run. As the end consumers are the ultimate beneficiaries, it leads to improvement in the standard of living in the long run. Creating innovation. Innovative methods of production by an entrepreneur results in economic development of a nation. Thus, the role played by entrepreneurs in the development of a nation can be expressed in the following words. Economic development is the effect for which entrepreneurship is a cause. And what happened to our old lady? Like a true entrepreneur, she was not complacent about her success. She decided to patent her invention. It was introduced as the world's first eco-friendly, power-friendly washing machine. It was an overnight success. Today, the old lady often gets invited to speak about entrepreneurship in reputed business schools. And it all started when one lady decided to keep her naughty pet away from washing. Entrepreneurship has nothing to do with age, caste, color, creed, education. It all begins with an idea, the power to believe in our dreams, and the tenacity to follow it through. Some modern-day entrepreneurs. Michael Dell started the road to success out of his University of Texas dorm room in 1984 with just $1,000 and an idea to provide affordable personal computers to college students. Dell is now chairman and CEO of his company with a net worth of over $30 billion US. Dell sells primarily direct to the customers to avoid middleman markups. Michael Dell revolutionized the personal computer industry by skipping the middleman and selling directly to the customers. He also innovated PC manufacturing by developing a process to mass-produce individually made-to-order computers. He then enabled customers to order these personalized computers directly online. His innovations in manufacturing and distribution have made him one of the most successful businessmen of our time. In 1905, 11-year-old Frank Epperson tried making soda pop, then a popular drink, by mixing soda water powder and water. Accidentally, he left the soda out on his porch all night. Temperatures dropped so low that the next day young Epperson found his soda pop had frozen with the stirring stick in it. He had accidentally concocted the very first popsicle. It wasn't until 18 years later, in 1923, that Epperson remembered his invention, applied for a patent, and started selling Epsicle, ice pops in different fruit flavors. Later on, his kids started referring to it as the popsicle. And ever since, it's been hard to resist the refreshing allure of this tangy summer treat. Mark Zuckerberg. He is the man who many view as the ringleader in the setup of the social networking site that has spread throughout the world, Facebook. As co-founder, CEO, and president of the business, Mark is one of the world's youngest billionaires with an extensive fortune of $4 billion US. He was inspired in creating Facebook by the student yearbook from his time spent at Phillips Exeter Academy. In Mark's dorm room, shared with co-founders Dustin Moskowitz, Eduardo Severin, and Chris Hughes, in the initial stages of development, the site was purely for students at Harvard. But Zuckerberg and his companions saw the potential for it to become increasingly widespread, and so made the decision to make it available to other students. These were other US universities at first, with the most recognizable being Yale. But again, the site escaped these boundaries until it became the social utility that anyone can sign up to in today's world. Oprah Winfrey is living proof that one can rise above all odds through sheer guts and tenacity. The illegitimate daughter of a Mississippi sharecropper, she overcame poverty, parental neglect, and racism to become one of the richest and most powerful women in the entertainment industry. Through sheer force of her personality and by simply being herself, she reinvented the talk show and still reigns as the undisputed champ of daytime television. Oprah has become one of the most successful businesswomen around and frequently ranks in Fortune's list of the richest people in the world. She owns about 90% of Harpo Productions and her wealth is estimated at $1 billion US. Through her company, Harpo, Oprah, spelled backwards, she has expanded her stable of investments from Oprah Winfrey Show to O Magazine and Oxygen Cable Network. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw is an Indian businesswoman, technocrat, innovator, and the founder of Biocon, the leading biotechnology enterprise based in Bengaluru. She is the chairman and managing director of Biocon Limited and chairman of Syngene International Limited and Clinigene International Limited. Her pioneering work in the sector has earned her several awards, including the prestigious Padma Shri 1989 and the Padma Bhushan 2005 from the Government of India. Highly respected in the corporate world, her path-breaking work in biotechnology has drawn global recognition both for Indian industry and Biocon. She was recently named among Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. She is also on the Forbes list of the world's 100 most powerful women and the Financial Times Top 50 Women in Business list.
I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understood the concept also. Any doubt now? Any doubt you want to ask? Anything regarding entrepreneurship process, characteristics, functions, or develop EDP programs? Anything? All understood? Amrish? Ashika?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Chhawa? Apeksha?
Yes, sir.
Understood? No doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Bhavesh? Bhavish?
Yes, sir.
No doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Kavya T?
Yes, sir.
Understood concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Monisha V?
Yes, sir.
Can you able to write in exam if the question
Sir.
comes on entrepreneurship? Okay. Nutana? Okay, I am picking up the attendance. Hold on for some time. Someone is attending the class from the vehicle. Very good. Okay, I have finished my class. So from next class, we will start with a new module. There is something called family business and all. So we'll be discussing in the next class. Okay. Take care. Have a nice time. Tomorrow's class, most probably Professor Manjunath will take. I'm going on half-day leave tomorrow. That's why.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.